Hey, it's Dr. Thompson. The purpose of this video is to describe to you the program admission orientation for 2017. So what I'm going to do in this presentation is go over some facts about the program, review admission standards, give an overview of program content, describe in detail the timeline for the admissions process, explain to you what the required documents are. I'll go over candidate evaluations and admission decisions, so how we evaluate candidates for admission, and then how we make our decisions on admission. And then the post-admission status responsibilities. So if you're admitted, what you need to do then. Okay, so first let's talk about the program. So the Longwood Athletic Training Program develops healthcare professionals who are competent in the delivery of quality athletic healthcare. We are a CADI accredited, student-oriented, and peer-enhanced program designed to prepare undergraduate students both academically and clinically for the profession of athletic training. Once again, we are CADI accredited, which is the Commission on the Accreditation of Athletic Training Education, and they set the standards for many of our program policies and how we educate students and so forth. All right, so we prepare clinicians who engage in critical thinking and demonstrate leadership within the athletic training profession and the community. Our students participate in a broad and diverse educational experience that fosters a lifelong desire for knowledge and an understanding of the rapidly evolving healthcare environment. All right, so let's take a look then, now that you know a little bit about our program that we are obviously very proud of, and take a look at the specific admission requirements. This should be a review for you, as I am assuming that you have read the curriculum handbook that's available on the Longwood Athletic Training website. So first of all, you need to make written application. This and many of the other application processes will be done via Canvas, and I'll go over that in a little while. You need to have 30 semester hours of college coursework completed. You need to have a 2.5 overall GPA and a 2.75 GPA in your major courses. Okay, so the major courses that we count in this major GPA are Athletic Training 200, which is Intro, 210, which is Basic Skills, Health 260, that's the First Aid class, Biology 206, and Biology 207. You need to have a C- or better in ATTR 200, 210, and Biology 207. You must have 75 hours of athletic training directed observation experience with appropriate clinical performance. So the clinical performance is evaluated using the form that most of you have already turned in from your directed observation experience from the first rotation. Okay. And finally, the completion of the Level 1 skill sheet, which we will hand out after spring break, and that is a list of skills that you'll need to review with an upperclassman. Okay. So keep in mind that admission to the athletic training program is competitive. Not everybody who applies will be admitted. So we do have these enrollment limitations, which means that students who complete the pre-athletic training year at Longwood cannot be assured admission to the professional and clinical education phase of the program. The number of positions available is determined by the maximum number of clinical placements. At this present time, the maximum number of clinical placements is 26. So a clinical placement means where is there a preceptor that can supervise an athletic training student and also educate that athletic training student, and how many students can each individual preceptor evaluate, educate, and so forth. So how many could we assign to a preceptor? So we typically assign between 4 and 6 students at Hampton-Sydney football, but we only put typically 1 at Hampton-Sydney fall lacrosse because there's only enough learning experiences for 1 student at fall lacrosse. There are learning experiences for 4 to 6 athletic training students at football. At Hampton-Sydney football. So there's a lot of factors that go into deciding or determining rather the number of placements. There's no strict like 4 to 1, 4 students to 1 preceptor type of a ratio, because a preceptor may not be able to handle 4 students, both in terms of their ability to give them a good education, but also in terms of the patient load being appropriate for that number of students. We want to make sure that you get your hands on patients while you're at your clinical site. So this number of clinical placements we have fluctuates, and that helps us to determine to put limits on the number of students that we can admit. Okay. So we do not max out also at 26 every year, because only quality candidates will be admitted. One of our accreditation standards is that we must maintain at least a 70% first-time pass rate on the BOC exam, and that's the exam that you would take in your final semester of college to become a certified athletic trainer. So we're at 96 right now. We have to maintain at least 70. We will only admit candidates who we believe want to be athletic trainers and can be successful on the BOC exam. Okay. So this means that what you need to do is make yourself an attractive candidate. Focus on your grades, focus on your clinical performance, and focus on being a citizen leader. Be involved. Okay. Also keep in mind that the course of study for students planning to participate as a member of an intercollegiate athletic team is 5 years. That means that you cannot get through the program any faster than that. What you should do if you're an athlete is make an appointment with Dr. Thompson and with your coach so that we can talk about how your clinical education would work over the course of your 5 years here at Longwood. All right, so next up, let's look at the program content. Your degree would be a BS in athletic training, and it is currently 123 credits. General education encompasses 38 of those credits, additional degree requirements of 7 credits, supporting science courses of 16 credits, and then in your major, we have 41 credits of theory course, 21 credits of clinical requirements. Of the clinical requirements, you have 5 clinical methods classes that are 2 points each. That will be 10 credits. And then you have your senior internship, which is a 12 credit, one full semester long experience in athletic training. Okay. Next up then, let's talk about the timeline for program admission. All of this is spelled out in a Word document as well as on the Canvas site, and so you should have ready access to this. You need to have completed admission orientation and declared your intent to apply to the program by Friday, March the 3rd. Applications are due on the Monday that we return from spring break by 4 o'clock. They are submitted via Canvas. At the same time on that Monday, please download a grade update form from Canvas and have that completed by your professors. The interview schedule will be announced on Wednesday the 15th. The grade update form is due on Monday, March 27th. That will be handed in person in hard copy to me at my office door in the folder outside my door, not via Canvas. And then don't forget that LATA offers practice interviews. Those are scheduled for Sunday, March 19th and Sunday, March 26th. The time and location are to be determined. If you want more information about this, I suggest that you contact LATA President Beth Sheehan, also possibly Andrew Chandler or Sammy Carr. Okay, so interviews will begin on Monday, March 20th. We will definitely also do them on the 27th, and then if we have to, we'll use the next Monday as well. Initial decisions are made by Monday, April 10th. That will be via email. And then there's an admission orientation meeting on Tuesday the 18th, April 18th. And then the athletic training class called ATTR 250 Clinical Orientation will be held on April 25th at 4 o'clock. And that will be in the Longwood Athletic Training Clinic. Okay. The banquet is scheduled right now for Monday, May 1st at 6:30. The Level 1 skill sheet is due on April 28th. And final admissions decisions will be mailed after all grades are in and so forth on Monday, May 15th. All right, so documents that you need to submit as you are applying to the program would be your written application, the technical standards affirmation, your Level 1 skill sheet, and your grade progress check. So the Level 1 skill sheet is a little bit out of order. It's not due until the end of the semester. The progress check and technical standards and written application, all of the due dates for those are on Canvas. So let's just go to Canvas and see about how all these things are listed. So here's what Canvas looks like from a student view. And this assignment right here is right now unavailable, but you're going to click on this. It's going to have this video that I'm talking about and the intent to apply form that you can complete. Here's where you will download your application, and you can see the due date is March 13th. The technical standards affirmation form, okay, is a form. Let's see if this will work. There's the program application. Oh, I see, right. This is locked. So I have these locked so that you do them in order. That's why I'm having trouble right now. And that you have to complete the step before the technical standards form, which is to download the application and complete it. So once you submit the application, you can then download and submit, or read rather, and sign the technical standards information or affirmation form. So that's why I can't pull it up right this second. Be sure you read through that form very carefully. It talks about physical and cognitive abilities, that you would have the minimum physical and cognitive abilities to be successful in our program. And it's one of many, many forms that you're going to need to download, sign, and then upload to Canvas. So I suggest that you learn how to electronically sign documents in order to make this process much easier for yourself. So to electronically sign something means that you would sign it using Adobe Reader. You can sign it using Preview, that program on the Mac. You can sign it on your phone. I've signed forms that way before, just in Mail on my iPhone. But electronic signature is going to be so much easier than printing these things out, signing them, and then scanning them and uploading them. Okay, so that would be your option. All right, so the technical standards affirmation form then is something that is uploaded to Canvas. Okay, you also need to submit a headshot photo of yourself so that everyone can keep track of who's who, so that the admissions committee can keep track of who's who during the application process. Okay, so the next thing that you'll do in there is upload a headshot picture. Okay, your grade update form would then become available, so you download that from here. Keep in mind, as I said, the grade update form should be handed in hard copy. You do not have to scan and upload this form. Okay. All right, so then let me go back instead of going through these one by one. Those things are what you have to do as part of the application process, which you can tell because of their due dates. Then if you are admitted, you will sign all of these forms here, the communicable disease, the confidentiality, the confidentiality for Longwood, for HCA, CJW. There's 2 forms for that. And then here's a place where I can mark that you've turned in your proficiency sheet. I will also need a copy of your CPR AED certification. And before you leave for the summer, you would also turn in a change of major form, and that would be submitted to Ms. Scruggs. So I'm able to keep track of who turned it in on this website, but you would turn it in to Ms. Scruggs, then she tells me, and then I give you credit for it. Okay? So we're using Canvas then to keep track of all the things that have to be turned in by what due dates, because it's a lot of paperwork and there are a lot of different due dates. So be sure that you check back to this site often.